Two little mice fell in a bucket of cream. The first mouse quickly gave up and drowned. The second mouse wouldn't quit. He struggled so hard that eventually he churned the cream into butter and came out of it. Ladies and gentlemen, as of this current moment, I am the second mouse. My life is a perfect example of ebbs and flows, of giving up and not giving up, winning and losing, desperation and perseverance. And that's why here I am, 7,000 miles away from my home in India, to talk about my journey, the life of an entrepreneur. And today, I'm going to share 4 stories from my life, which changed the course of it, and maybe help some of you figure out one. So the first story is the seed of an idea. It was summers of 2009. I was 22. I was studying in Austria, do my global business program, and within 2 months, I was going to get the most prestigious job as a management consultant. And this was my dream as a teenager. I was born in a very poor family. Just to give you a perspective of poor, in the 90s, my family's monthly expense was $500. This is 1/4 of what I spent to this time coming to US. I was always born in scarcity. Scarcity of money, toys, scarcity of everything. And that's why, as a young teenager, I was always wired to do something about my life. I wanted to be a very cool kid. I want to make a lot of money. I want to do a lot of vacations, have a lot of girlfriends. And here life was, perfectly blending of what I wanted to do in life. But as life would have been, in May 2009, I gifted my mom a bouquet from Austria. It was their anniversary. I couldn't call them the same day, so I called them the next day. And she said, "Beta, wo to fek diya, rakhna tha kya?" "Son, I threw it. Did I have to keep it?" And I said, "No, Mom." That's where the yo moment came in, that instead of gifting a bouquet, how about you gift a plant? On this Valentine's Day, instead of gifting your loved ones along with a diamond ring, how about you gift a plant? And that's where the yo moment, two months later, I came back to India and I started nurturing green. Had I not called my mom the same day, had I not taken that job, I would not be standing here, and we would not have created India's largest gardening brand. And that's why the first story for my life, which is in the lines of Steve Jobs, you can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. You have to trust in something, your gut, destiny, life, karma, whatever. This approach has never let me down, and it has made all the difference in my life. So that's my first story. The second story is the story of perseverance. Two years into entrepreneurship, and I thought it was the worst decision of my life. Constant struggles, your girlfriend leaves you, your friends don't talk to you, your parents doubt your hard work. They think you should go back to Austria. Things got so worse that every time I used to call my sister, she's my elder sister, she's a doctor, and she calls me son. So whenever I used to call her, she would say, "Son, I have put in the money in your account." It was really embarrassing as a young teenager moving into my young life, but begging, borrowing, everything I did as an entrepreneur. The worst thing happens, I don't know how many of you are from India, but in the Indian middle-class family, every mother calls their kid at 8 o'clock in the evening. My mom used to call me every single day, and there were just 3 questions. The first one, "Son, how are you?" "Mom, I'm good." Second, "Did you have your food?" "Yes, Mom." And the third one, "Son, Father was saying, do you want to reconsider?" you want to go back to Austria? And this is going to kill me every single night. I'll cry almost months listening to this talk because I thought my mom didn't believe in me. Now I have a 4-year-old daughter, and I know that she loved me so much and she cared for me, and that's why she wanted to, for the better of me. But that made me so insecure, that made me felt that I am a failure and I couldn't do it. And one of those days in 2012, I called it quit. I decided to go back home, took a train at 9 o'clock to my hometown. I was crying whole night. I said, okay, that's a bad decision. I'll go back, say sorry to my mom, and I'll redo. I might go to Austria. While I landed in the morning at 7 a.m., at 8 a.m., I went back to my Delhi where I was working. I didn't go back home. Till date, I don't know why. Had I gone back home, I would not be sitting here. I just don't know why I did it. I think it's something inside me which felt that I can do it, and I want to prove the world. And that's what brings me to the second lesson of the story. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place. It will beat you to your knees and keep you permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is going to hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much can you take it and keep moving forward? That's about winning is done. That's my second story. The third story is the story of failure and focus. Somehow, you got to know about my mouse story. I struggled, I moved on, I kept working hard, and we did good as an organization. We grew 70-80% year on year till 2015, because then we were growing comfortably, but my vision wasn't. I was hungry, I want to do more, I want to build an impact, I want to change the world. And that's where the VCs come in to build that big vision. And they decided that I should look at doing a bigger market, and instead of doing just gifting and home gardening, let's also get into landscaping, and also let's sell air. In 2015, Delhi was one of the most polluted cities in the world, and we had this crazy idea to sell air. How about every home has an AQI of 10, and every office where people work, they can have fresh air. In Delhi at that time, the AQI was at 800. In Bloomington, I checked in the morning, it was 20. And that was a good big market. Nobody has ever sold air in the world. I thought I can do it. But I was wrong. 2 years down the line, we spent $500,000, 2 years precious time, and I realized that people were not ready to pay for air. It's only in the winters when the pollution was up, they might buy this, and then they said, okay, now we don't want it. And that's what brings me to the third lesson of this. The successful warriors is the average man with laser-like focus. What separates good from great in life, business or sports, is your ability to focus. The ones who are the most disciplined and focused will achieve more than someone who suffers from worry and doubt. Once you make up your mind on something, go after it with all your effort. And that's my last story. Sorry for these pictures. This is the story of life and death. So 2019, we wrapped up AQI 10 and landscaping, focused on our gifting and home gardening category. We did really good. We crossed $8.5 million revenue then, bootstrapped by then. It was doing good, but 2020, March 21st, our Prime Minister Modi ji comes on TV and decides that it's a lockdown. COVID has hit us and everything is closed. My life crashed. 95% of our revenue went down on one single night. We had stores across 27 cities, 127 stores then, and we didn't have a time to even get back my plants. All of them died. We lost hundreds, tens of crores in this whole thing. Somehow, we managed. We said, okay, COVID is okay, it will go back in a few days. It didn't. Modi ji again came on TV and said, hey, we are again on lockdown. And this kept on till August 2020. We had just 6 months before we go bankrupt. That's probably the worst decision in my life, because in August 31st, I let go 110 people from my team, and I still get sleepless night about it, letting these people go. But that was a hard decision I had to take. Otherwise, we could have bankrupt. Luckily and magically, the lockdown opened up and we survived. We went on, and the business went well by the end of 2021. But life is not fair, and so was COVID. It came back again in 2021, in March. This time, the Delta virus, much more deadlier. I got COVID, and I was in hospital for 10 days. My oxygen went to 60. I gained 40 kgs almost. This was the closest I have ever been to death. I remember clearly those 10 days. Three gentlemen, almost my age, 35, 40. They came every evening. They were admitted. And the next morning, when I'll see on my left, there was nobody. And the nurse will tell, they died. I was scared to death. The whole life just came around me, and I thought, I have to change. And that's why, a lot of things which I have learned in my life is, wealth isn't about having a lot of money. It's about having control over your time, healthy enough to hold your grandkids, and being happy at all times. And that's my last lesson. This is my family, my friends. Wealth is to spend time with your loved ones. So whatever time you have in your life, just call your mom, call your friends, go out, have fun. You don't know when is that last time you'll see them. Thank you.